Kade is still very much around to have a chat with me yet on this and about Gaza as well. Hi, Rotimi. I told you earlier that you still have to be with us as soonest. And here we are again talking about Iran. The Iranian army is saying that it will protect national interest, come what may, despite U.S.-backed protesters. What options are left for them?
Well, I think when you look at the national interest, it depends on who is defining national interest, because you cannot be killing your people. As at the last count, we have about 200 Iranians who have been killed in different cities, especially in the capital, Tehran, where we have about the largest protests. So the Iranians or the Iranian military have the option of mitigating the effects, not in terms of bloodshed, but in terms of negotiations with these protesters. The president of Iran did say that is ready to listen to the protesters if it's because of economic factors. They're ready to be addressed. But from what we've seen, according to the leader, Ali Khamenei, did say that this is the handiwork of the United States, fueling the crisis and protest across Tehran and by extension all other regions in Iran. But we are yet to see, a more prompt response, from the United States apart from what the president said. What is the big picture here? Would U.S. actually take it upon itself to strike Iran strategically, just that is struck Nigeria in some weeks back, that actually calmed the situation over in Nigeria. But again, at what point would the U.S. say it's enough for the massacre of the Iranians? Now the numbers keep going up. We don't know when this crisis is going to stop, but this is one of the biggest we've seen in years when it comes to protests in Iran. And this kind of look more like the crack is much, much wider than we've seen before. Would Israel also intervene? Would Israel also join the United States during this strike? We absolutely don't know, but there are news making rounds that it could be a double assault on Iran just to get out the regime, the current Islamic regime. Interesting.
Well, now, Rotimi, Mohammed Avad, the Attorney General of Iran, is saying that whoever it said that today, says today that whoever takes part in the protest will be considered the enemy of God, with a charge of death penalty, death penalty charge. Isn't this using a sledgehammer to kill a mosquito, saying that because you took part in protests, you're an enemy of God and you're supposed to be killed?
Well, that has been the modus operandi of Iran or Iranian government after such protests. We've seen that pattern over the years. And I can tell you that if this protest stopped or been submerged by the Iranian military, they will definitely take counts of people that protested, of the ringleaders, and they definitely will face the death penalty. But now that the United States has sort of picked some sort of unusual interest in the protesters, we most likely going to be, that could be a counter productive for the Iranian government. They go ahead to serve the protesters or the ringleaders with death penalty. That could really escalate the situation beyond control. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the U.S. wants. Maybe that's what Israel wants, so that it can have excuse to actually invade Iraq.
I don't know if this will make you laugh a little, Rotimi, but Khamenei predicted I'm quoting him now, the arrogant, quote unquote, U.S. leader, talking about Trump, will be overthrown like the imperial dynasty that ruled Iran up to the 1979 revolution. What do you make of this prediction?
Well, honestly, I don't know whether that prediction is going to come to fruition, but one thing that I know is that Iran have made several attempts on the lives of U.S. leaders over the years. Different assassination attempts have been quelled by the FBI, CIA, and we were told that Iran has sleeper cells in the United States, and sometimes they activate those sleeper cells in a way to actually make statements. So if on one hand they are trying to quell this crisis, on the other hand, they might just want to counter US's support for the protesters by activating their so-called sleeper cells, or or somebody who is sympathetic to their cause in the United States. But the way the Iranian leader, Ali Khamenei, actually said this, being conquered, it's absolutely going to be impossible, because the United States is a democracy, and the only way you can oust a leader is through the elections. The United States foundations on democracy is very solid. So it's not an emperor or an empire or maybe a monarch situation. So Iranian leader may just have to watch it, because President Trump takes some of these statements very seriously.
Thank you very much indeed, yet again, Rotimi Kade, for being part of Arise America. You've really done justice to the subject today. Let's just wait and see. Let's sit back and see how the drama unfolds in Iran as well, side by side with what's going on in Venezuela. Thank you very much indeed.